We got the rundown on Toto's veganism last episode, and now you're going to start with this one with him hacking into a big old double cheeseburger. When in LA.
It's just for a week, all right?
G'day everyone. Good morning, good night, good evening, good lunch. I hope you're having a nice bus ride or whatever you do. It's your old mate Louis. That is me from Parcels Music, episode 6. I'm going to turn that gain up a little bit. Alright, looking good. Oh, nice and hot for you. We were just on tour with Phoenix, everyone. It was radical. We played in an arena in Paris to 10,000 people, and then the next night in London to a similar amount. It was insane. Thank you to everyone who came and made our stadium rock dreams come true. First up today, we've got a segment where I tour Phoenix's tour van with Thomas, the lead singer, and it's interspliced with us sitting in our own van on a 20-hour drive back to Berlin, talking about our own features, the features of our own van in comparison. Big thanks to Thomas for doing this. He very much didn't need to. There was no clearance with any sort of management or publicity people to hang out with him for half an hour on audio. But I've got a full interview with him later, actually. Coming up, hot and fast, Parcels Music Talking, episode 6. Oh, wait, so the scene starts with us sitting in our van on the drive home. It might not be clear. Now I listen back to it. Whenever shit gets hectic, first shirt comes up.
No, my shirt comes up even if it's like a light wind.
What? I don't know what a shirt on.
Yeah, I know. The light wind takes the shirt off.
Because so easily comes off.
Synthetic material, you know.
Alright, so I got a tour of Phoenix's van the other night. Here you go. This is Johan.
Okay.
How we run?
Should we do 15? I don't think there's like 20 minutes worth of...
No, it's okay.
But let's see when it feels like we don't have...
We don't need to plan anything, we just go with it. Thanks for coming on the podcast, dude.
My pleasure. This is our driver, Conrad. Conrad is upset because yesterday his team is Bayern Munich and they lost 3-0 against Paris. Now the best thing about the tour bus is Conrad. Now the thing is I don't know the code. So let me...
You don't know the code for your own tour bus?
No.
Okay, let's go ask Conrad.
Conrad, I forgot the code. I forgot it. But we'll come in this way if it's okay.
Alright, we're coming in the tour bus. Let's run all our listeners through the features of our mini tours. The immediate difference is with this one we can't move about because there's no space to move. So you can sit here and do the entire tour.
Alright, let's move to the bunks. Alright, we're here. Another thing that's mathematically impossible is how many ciggies our driver smokes. Like
That's true.
For one, I don't know, 8-hour shift. I was like lending him my headphones for the drive that night and saw that he'd pre-rolled like, I'm going to say between 40 and 50 ciggies. I'm serious. Pre-rolls them because he's got this like tub of tobacco.
Oh, what do we got around us, Thomas? This is audio.
We have sandwiches, vegan, I think, yeah.
Is anyone sleeping in this bus? Should we be quiet?
No. No one's sleeping now. This is the band bus and there's a crew bus too.
Okay, cool.
Alright,
how many beds do you think you can see here?
12.
12 beds, okay. A lot of
And
space
they're
to
nice.
move around.
They're nice. They're like... Now the top bunk, they have this...
Oh, cool.
Sliding
Little windows
window.
and stuff, so you can watch the road. There's Burger King wrappers. We've woken up to double cheeseburgers. There's empty chip packets on the ground.
I'm feeling depressed.
There's empty beer bottles everywhere. I'm sitting on rotten fruit. Another reason I think this band drives you a bit mental is just like the lack of view of the outside world. It's just all synthetic wood with like a tiny little window in the corner, and all the beds are complete black coffins. And we just, when it's daytime, you just have to like sit here and stare at each other because there's no windows.
We have 2 toilets.
All right, show us the toilets.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a decent toilet.
Wow. Whoa.
This is the first time I'm seeing this. This because I used the. This is
It's like a
frame. No.
20 by 40 monitor.
Yeah, that shows a river that looks like it's local. It looks like it could be in Germany or Luxembourg.
We got a basin. We got soaps. We got hand towels. We have
nice octagon mirror.
We have like a marble floor and
It is marble. Wait.
marble floor. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in here it's 21.7 degrees.
Oh wow. Okay. Very nice. Toilet procedure is like 3 a.m. on the highway, and you just like climb out of your bunk and peek over the driver's seat and be like, "Hey Tom," and you go like startled. From
He swerves up the road.
First human contact in 6 hours. He's like, "Rah! Can we stop for a piss?"
Well, I had a struggle last night.
What happened?
I just really had to go just as we were going through
we're
the
at the border.
security.
Pat's sitting there going, "Mara, I'm gonna do it." And she's like, "Stay in the car, stay in the car." And Pat's like, "No, Mara, no, I'm gonna do it.
Anyway, I did piss. I did get yelled at from a couple of customs officers, but I made it.
I was pissing on a tree, and then I turned around to see the van literally hitting the highway. Like it was about to hit the freeway, and the door was wide open. And I just see like the ghost of Mara's face through the window. And she just yelling at the driver.
So this I don't know how it goes up, but there's a TV that goes up and down.
Okay.
And you can either see the road or
the
watch a
TV
movie.
screen.
Yeah.
Which one do you usually pick?
The road.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we don't really play games either. Or,
But you got a
No.
PlayStation 4 just in case.
no, I think this tour bus that has 3.
3 PlayStation
It's
4s.
it's all yeah.
Okay.
But we don't really use them.
What about the entertainment system?
It's like a Dell laptop from year 7. You know what's really nice about this one is we have a little sunroof.
Oh yeah, you have some mood lighting. Wait.
Alright, so right now it's like a kind of like
yeah,
a
if
light
you press
blue
here,
sort of.
you see all the colors. It's kind of luminotherapy. Yes.
Wow. So there's like a sexy sort of
Yeah,
red
this is
vibe.
sexy setting.
The whole place has turned into like a deep red. Alright, let's go yellow. What would you describe this vibe as? This yellow
This is bad.
bad? It's
yeah.
just like for
It's just
perishing.
nauseous vibe.
This one?
This
Do
is
you ever use this?
deep blue. This is aquarium, like in a Chinese restaurant, the aquarium.
After this, we were walking back to the venue, and we passed our van, and I'm like, "Oh, you wanna check this out?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course."
Mercedes. It looks vintage,
It feels like it's from the Cold War or something. It's like a tank.
but it looks serious. It looks like army.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
Have you seen inside?
No.
All right, here we go. 9 beds.
It smells a little more than our tour bus.
If it smells like fuck, it must be us. Cause nobody's fucking as us. Cause we keep it staking.
Yeah, I tell him it's the Parcels podcast, and yeah, I'm hosting it. Do you want to have an interview with us? He was like, "Yeah, of course. What do you do in your podcast?" And I was like, bit lost for words, and I go, "Oh, like we do little skits and interview random people, and we review burgers." And I look up at him. He's just got the most like the blankest expression on his face, and I just realized how fucking lame that sounds. And I'm like, "Oh, people like it. They email me all the time about it." It's an unimpressive description, to say the least, I guess. It was exactly a month ago today when we played our first LA show. Oh, what is that noise? First LA show, Hotel Cafe. Incredible crowd. Good to mingle with some American Parcels fans. The first ones ever we've ever come into contact with. And it was very heartwarming. Dave Chappelle and John Mayer played in our venue after we were there. Like an hour later. It was incredible. And I was sitting in the backstage and John Mayer like just appears there. It's just me and him and his assistant. And he's like, get me a soda water. He's very tall in real life. Anyway, we had a bit of an ordeal getting to America from lovely little Berlin. Some people might know a little bit about this from our Insta story of those couple of days. But here's Noah with the full story, sitting in the audience of Conan O'Brien.
City at night. City at night. Woo!
It's fucking freezing.
Cold in here, man. Very freezing. I'm glad that we have to like wear jackets and turtlenecks for the show, so I can stay warm.
Maybe that's why the late night presenters wear suits, because the studios are all so cold.
Yeah, or maybe it's cold because they have to wear suits.
Well, what came first?
Chicken or the egg, man?
Egg chicken. What's the best thing about the backstage at Conan?
Probably the massage chairs, right?
The zero gravity massage chair.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel a little bit like molested by a chair, and I don't feel that good about it when I sit in there. So I don't want to stay there too long. But it's good vibes. Everyone seems to.
It's pretty good compared to French live TV. There's a lot more widescreen TVs and PlayStations and catering and coffee machines and enthusiastic technician dudes.
Yeah, well, they know you have to sit there for 5 hours, and they've done something about it, which is good. Good to see.
It's amazing. It feels so weird being here. It's really awesome.
It hit me for the first time when we were doing that sound check.
Yeah.
And because I hadn't really thought about it properly.
No.
And then when I got in there, I was like, whoa, and all the sound guys were so professional. And every gear that set of gear that we hired was just so fresh that it was like a joke.
It was immaculate, wasn't it? We have a Selena string ensemble and a Fender Rhodes and a sequential circuits Prophet 5 and a Wurlitzer.
And the guitar and bass were like from this really short period in the 80s where the people had it was like a 2-year making thing on these Fenders, and they were just like, it's the best Fender they've ever made. And we just got like these guitars from like the same model, same shop, same time.
It's all color coded as well. It's fucking epic. We're like geeking out with excitement. The stage manager just like caught me in the corridor before. He's like, I'm gonna need you guys to chill out, man, because I'm sensing a lot of excitement. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And the process it took you to be here. You need to tell your story from start to finish for the potty.
It's a really long bloody story. We're gonna go the whole way.
Yeah, let's go the whole way. It actually started off. Starts in Paris, where the last podcast ended, where we were on TV reading the weather, and then what happened after that?
Anyway, so we get on a flight back home to Berlin, and we land in Berlin, and we get in the taxi. Everything's loaded, and I realize that I don't have my passport, and so I jump out of the taxi and I just run back to the airport.
So we were just at the end of the road going out of the airport, and we just pull over and Noah jumps out, runs back.
Happened in the end was me spending 6 hours at the airport waiting.
As you were running away, everyone was like, oh, I hope he finds his passport. And I was like, yeah, we're going to be fucked for America if he doesn't actually, because his visa's in there.
Yeah, well, it didn't hit me. Like, I remember just like going, oh, I don't have my passport. Oh, I'm going to go get it now. And then 6 hours after that, when I'm still at the airport and everyone's like, no, haven't found it. It's that flight went to Paris 10 minutes later. Like, there's no chance. I don't know where it is. And then I was just sitting there going, it all kind of hit me. And then
So you got home at like 11 at night,
11 at
wrecked, shattered, and then got up at 7 to go to the embassy.
At 7, thank you for filling in the parts that I'm not doing.
I think you living it was just like an awful blow of a nightmare, but we're on the outside just being like, fucking hell.
Yeah. I got up, went to the embassy really early, was there as the doors were opening, like tried to explain the situation, trying to get an emergency passport, and just like battling to find a way that was possible to allow me to get to America in 3 days. And after spending hours there and like trying to talk it over, the guy at the embassy finally just looked me in the eyes and he said, look, you're not going to America in 3 days. Whoa. There is no way that you're getting there.
He actually said that.
He said that straight to me, and then I literally like almost started crying. Like I broke down, like sitting in the Australian embassy in Berlin. And that's when it really sunk in that I was going, I'm not going to America. I'm not playing the shows. I'm not playing Conan O'Brien. Everyone has like depended on all of us getting there, and I'm not going to make it.
So fucked. And so I got a call the next morning from Berger being like, crisis meeting at the office. And he was already in the process of cancelling the whole trip.
Yeah. And then so we were, like, the crisis meeting was scheduled at 12 or something. And we ride over, and I'm trying to explain the situation. I'm just like, it's over. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do. We arrive at the crisis meeting at 12, and I run into Berger's arms going like, I'm so sorry. And then he just looks at me and goes, I just got a call from Paris. Your passport has been found in Paris airport. Like, and I just start like, we just start crying and like hugging each other. And then he goes like, get to the Australian embassy right now, cancel the emergency passport that you just applied for, because it was actually, it was going to cancel my actual passport because I had applied for the emergency one. Yeah. And so I just rode so fast to the like embassy, like the hardest I've ever ridden, and got there, and just like my chest was like, I thought it was going to pop out. And then I just like threw my bike, didn't lock it, just threw it onto the ground out front of the embassy. And there's like these metal detectors when you go into the embassy. Like, you're supposed to put all your metal stuff and check it. And I just ran straight through the metal detector and got up to the counter and just like.
So if you ever need to get into the Australian embassy without doing metal detection, just fucking leg it through there.
Leg it, and then so I was the manager just like passport found in Paris, and I got it out, and he was like, all right, it's fine, like I haven't cancelled your passport yet, all good, can you go through the metal detector? and so I sat there, and I booked a flight to Paris.
Wait, so the complication is that once the police have your passport, the only person that can pick it up is the actual owner of the passport. No one can pick it up for you, and so when you're an international border away from where your passport is, you run into a complication.
It's a catch-22 situation. So when I got to the flight to Paris, she was like, yeah, do you have your passport? And I was like, no, like I'm catching my flight. My passport's in Paris. I've got to get there. Like, explaining the whole situation. Had like a police number in Paris. Like, call this number. Like, it's there. And then I ended up like, everyone was boarding the plane, and I was there. She was calling superiors. Police had come down. Berger was on the phone, talking in German, trying to sort the situation out. And eventually, Berger just got back on the phone to me, and I was like, hey, they're not letting you on the flight. And I was just like, far out. And
so it's been about nearly 24 hours of just non-stop walls and complications at this point.
The only time that I had got off my feet was when I lay down to bed that last night. And then this just continued. So I got rejected from the flight, and then went straight to the train station, bought a train ticket, then had to go sign a whole bunch of papers for like the police in Paris to guarantee that they like would allow me to get this train, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But that actually didn't end up happening. But anyway, I just got on this night train.
So you're on an illegal night train to Paris?
Illegal night train to Paris, no passport.
48 hours before our departure to LA.
To America. But I got on the train, no issues. I landed in Paris, had a really classic time on the train anyway, with all these like Russian, it was like a train from Moscow, and like fully so Soviet and like really friendly Russian people that I was sleeping in this
compartment
with. And made it, then like landed in the east of Paris, made my way to the west of Paris to the airport, and then I had this like written instructions from the label saying like where the police station was, and I like tracked it down. It was like bit of like a maze of like how to get to this small little building. Anyway, got to the thing and just like got to the airport, showed my like Australian driver's license, and I was like, my passport is here, please tell me that it's here. And lo and behold, he comes back with it, and I just like, I was literally tearing up with happiness and just like cheering. And this French policeman who didn't speak any English was just laughing at how happy I looked and like how stoked and how shattered I was, because I barely slept and I'd just been running around.
So we all wake up in Berlin to a selfie of you with like big black bags under your eyes, holding your passport with a big grin on your face. And it's like, it's not long before we get on the flight now.
Yeah. And then I got the first flight out of Paris,
So you landed at 6? Oh no, we had another day before we left at that point. So you landed at 6 at night. We practiced all the next day and then left for the airport at 3 the morning after.
And by the time I got home, it was like 11. And then, woke up, practiced the next day, all practicing, and then left at 3 a.m. the next day. And then this tale does not end there. I get to Berlin airport and we're checking in, all the passports are there, and she's checking the American visas. And she gets to my passport and she goes, this passport, this visa is invalid.
To be continued later in this podcast.
And then built to Los Angeles. It is 5 a.m. and you are listening to Los Angeles.
Can I use your body mire, doggies? Common phrase.
Always. Common phrase. Let me put it on.
Most common phrases heard on tour.
Oh, there we go. Rattle them off.
Nice one.
What is this joint?
Where are we?
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Do you guys want to get a beery?
This joint is still fucking dead to me.
That's a good one.
Where's catering?
Yeah, where's catering?
Catering at. When is sound check?
When's bus call?
Guys, you guys are retarded. All this information is on one sheet of paper that hangs on the wall every day. It has the towels, it has the Wi-Fi password, it has bus call.
What does Toto say every day?
Oppa!
It's just general.
It's when I carry anything over 3 kilograms.
I hear Siggy a lot. Siggy!
I hear buzzy!
Lovey!
When we have to take a photo with
What's
the...
the call for when people want to take a photo?
Balan. Can you explain what Balan is?
I thought it was bell end.
I would say like Yoshi needs to explain what Balan is because he's actually the Balaman.
Balan is actually like when you have a pistol and you're kind of freaky in your head and you're just shooting around randomly, and for us it's a word like I'm going to bala a cigarette, like when you really want to smoke a cigarette and you just like puff it in.
Like a bullseye?
I don't know, I still don't get it, really.
Maybe there's no just like easy. I don't think there's an easy translation for it.
I'm still going off the like shooting thing that he was saying. When you're just like shooting in the air randomly, it's just like you're doing something destructively, you know, for no real reason. It's not that deep.
I think that's the real point to all this.
And the skies were littered with bullets. As I balaned.
Balan is actually like a word for you can use for nearly everything.
So after kindly showing me around one of their 2 massive tour vans, me and Thomas sat in the upstairs living room of the van and had a little traditional band interview, which was kind of funny because we'd just been hanging out for the last few days, giving little waves on our way to the showers. I've definitely decided to hone my skills as a professional band interviewer in a segment I would like to call
Neighbors, everybody needs good neighbors. Just a friendly wave each morning.
So my name is Thomas. Mars is my family name, and I'm in the band Phoenix, and we tour with you.
Yeah.
So that's how we met.
Very much enjoyed watching every night, especially tonight. Actually, it sounded super clean in that room, and the visuals were like very nicely aligned and stuff. It was cool.
It was like a TV studio.
Yeah, it really was.
Like very, very clean. Almost.
How was the crowd? You were a bit
the crowd was like a TV studio too.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a bit worried about the crowd before.
Yeah,
you
I was
went on.
worried for both of us.
But was it okay? Or?
Yeah. For you, it was okay, no?
Yeah, it's fine for us.
Yeah.
Firstly, thanks for having us on tour with you. How did this happen? Did you guys pick us? Or?
Yes, we did.
Really?
Yes.
Where did you see us?
I didn't see you. Chris and Dex saw you at La Boule Noire.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also knew you from Thomas Bangalter.
Yeah, okay.
And then the nice thing is when we can pick our support band now. It changes everything.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
For sure. We just got to pick our
Yeah.
first support band for our European tour. And
So you get to pick too.
Yeah, we picked firstly for Germany our friends from Australia who we've grown up with.
Yeah.
And we flew them over so we can tour Germany together. And then for UK we picked this German, they're actually Israeli disco band living in Germany, but they're super cool and we think the whole world should know them.
What's the name?
Hashmas.
Okay.
Yeah, check them out.
Okay, Hashmas.
Yeah. Like, I want to know what touring is to you guys. Is it like a necessary part of being in music, or is it like the best bit?
It can be both. That's the thing. But
yeah, but do you feel like it's an obligation?
No.
Or is it like an
no? It's.
extra
I feel
realm
it's
to
the
express?
usually it's the reward.
Yeah. Okay.
But to get there, to get the show in a good place, is really not rewarding. It's really stressful and it's really.
Yeah.
It takes like 30 shows to get there.
Okay.
And then you're in cruising altitude. You can really enjoy. And then you realize when you get bored, we decide to stop. So we have sometimes like 10, 20 shows left. And we get to enjoy these because we know that it's the end.
Yeah.
So
okay.
they don't feel painful. They don't feel like we fulfilled what the album had in its the potential of the record. You know, we play the songs well, and when anything gets repetitive, we stop.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it for you? Is it
for us? I don't know. Right now, it's it actually forces us to literally play music together every single night, and in that way, we learn how we are as a band.
Yeah.
Sort of every night, because for us, I think every night we learn something about each other that like we can like gel them all together. And then when we go to the studio after a tour, it's like a very smooth process because we can take all the things we learnt on tour back in. And
yeah, for us, it's struggling to do as good as the record.
Yeah,
and do something better.
It's super inspiring watching you actually because you're still practicing on the road and you're still improving the show every single night, which is like other bands we've toured with don't do that. They're just like, they have the show.
Yeah.
It's perfect already and they do it like for fucking 2 years in a row.
Yeah, no, that's this tour especially is nice because we had long sound checks.
Yeah.
And I hope yours were not too short. But
so what Phoenix have been doing is they've scheduled in like 6-hour practices for the day, and they go overtime, and we're all waiting there like ready to set up. Doors are in like 50 minutes, and but no, we make it in the end. How do you know the tour's gone too long?
Just when you get bored and you see it in your friends, you know, you
and your bandmates.
Yeah. You realize it's not really the crowd that tells you, it's because unless you go back, you know, I think Australia, there was one record on Wolfgang, we went there 3 times.
Oh, really?
I think like the 3rd time, it's a little suspicious. People are like...
They're like waiting for something new?
Yeah, it's like, it's too much of a victory lap, you know? Which victory lap is embarrassing a bit. It has like there's nothing creative about it, and so we want to avoid the victory lap. And then sometimes when people see your show, I mean these days it's hard to keep the show a mystery because everyone sees it online or people are you can watch exactly what the light show is gonna be.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you've seen something online, you think you know what you're expecting, but it's not always the case.
You can't like get the feeling.
Yeah.
I was curious about because your current stage setup is a LED floor with a big mirror behind it. What were the inspirations for that? Because I've seen the mirror in this like some 70s kind of jazz live concerts where like the drummer is the main guy, so they put this big mirror behind the drummer so that you can watch how the drummer's playing.
Yeah, I haven't seen these.
Haven't seen them?
No, but that makes sense because
That's
the
what I
mirror
like
is
about
like a wet dream for drummers. It's like a tutorial.
Your drummer's amazing, and you can see every like little thing he does.
Yeah, but I've seen Kraftwerk have small pieces of mirror while they play. But the idea comes from a 1920s French can show.
Oh, really?
And they had a mirror. I think the point was to show the perfect circles of the dresses from up top, because I think people are impressed how the legs go up.
Yeah.
And they want to see what's under, the frou-frou.
Yeah.
But up top they keep a perfect shape, and that requires a lot of skills. So I think they wanted to show this, and then I always wanted to have a floor that lights up under you, because I thought you could do.
It's like it reminds me of like a discotheque or something.
Yeah, you can do. It's really fun to be on it.
Yeah.
It's really pleasant, the feeling, even though it's LED.
Yeah. You don't like LEDs?
No, I hate LED.
Just candle.
That was the idea, yeah. Just the mirror and the floor.
I'm getting very sick at the moment. How do you keep healthy on tour?
What's your sickness?
I got like a cold, a flu. Like my nose is running every day.
I don't know. I get sick too.
What do you do? Do you guys?
Because
the guys in the band started running every morning. They're like, we need to keep fit every day. Do you guys
How
do
old
that?
are you?
20.
Yeah, you should not need to run every day. You should be healthy.
I think we're done. Thank you so much, man.
Cool. It's fun.
Next door is only a footstep away.
And now we return to the story of Noah, live from LA Warner Brothers Studios. Conan O'Brien.
And she goes, oh, this passport, this visa is invalid. This is only valid until, it was like valid until 4 days or something after I actually was given the visa. And it turned out that whoever had like typed in the numbers for my visa had made a human error and had typed in a 7 instead of an 8 to make it invalid, and it should have been valid for another year, but it was not when I got to the airport.
So literally everyone else in the crew had a nice, fresh, year-long visa, working visa to America, and yours lasted 4 days.
Yeah, it was so...
For no reason.
Yeah, no, but just because it was a fuck up. And then so, yeah, she was like, yeah, I can't let you on the flight. And it was... Like, we were in celebration mode before this. We're just like, I'm going, like, this is so good.
We've overcome.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden this another barrier gets thrown up. And then so we're just like, shit. And we rush to this, like, little part of the airport where you can apply for the ESTA, which is the standard kind of tourist visa for America. Just, like, quickly filled out all this, like, American bureaucracy, filled out all the forms, and she allowed me, she gave me a boarding pass saying, yeah, you can go to America as a tourist. And then so when we were traveling there, we were talking about it, and the reality was that there was no guarantee that they were going to allow me to play the shows, because you can't work on one of these normal American visas, and what we're doing is work, essentially, these shows. And
doesn't feel like it, but it is. We're getting paid.
We're getting paid. Crazy. Yeah, so there was a possibility that we would do the 12-hour flight to LA and then get there, and they would just go, no, you're not allowed to work, you're a tourist.
Get on that fucking flight and go home.
Yeah, well, that was a possibility as well. And then there was the thing, it was like, if I just went as a tourist and then played the shows anyway, they might have said, you're never coming back to America ever again. I might have been banned from the country, so... I landed in LA and then explained the situation, and
so we all breeze through customs. We get like one check at our fresh visas. My guy actually looked at it and was just like, whoa, nice visa, bro. Like, it was just so shiny, and he's like, can't fault you on that one, get in there. I was like, fuck yeah, and you were right behind me.
Yeah, because we were like planning, like, all right, when should Noah go? Like, when's the best time to explain the situation? Like, make it obvious that it's a mistake with all of us. But they were pretty cool in the end. I mean, It was pretty scary.
Well, you immediately got shuffled into a back room and down to a security
I
level.
went through like 4 levels of security. I went through one room and then I got shuffled to the next room. And then I ended up in this room with like lots of suspect looking people and lots of people who, I don't know what had happened to them, but it was a dark place. It was a very dark place in the world. And I ended up being there for like 4 hours while they sorted out all my stuff and cross-checked and like were making sure that it was a mistake essentially. And
Was there any like personal interrogation?
There was not like too intense. They were pretty just like why are you here, who are you with, what are you doing, all this kind of normal stuff. But it was so obvious because I think America doesn't even give visas for 4 days. Like that's not a thing. No. And so they were pretty cool, but there were some people next to me who were just getting absolutely like interrogated to the maximum. It was so insane where I'm sitting in this little booth and the booth next to me, there's like this poor Puerto Rican girl, I think, and she was trying to get a work visa or something, or like her work visa had expired, and there was this like huge big bald American security guy, like 3 of them there standing there just going like, "You're not listening to what I'm saying. You don't have a visa. You're never coming back to the US again. You're on the next flight out." And then she was like whimpering, and it was a super heavy scene.
What a nightmare.
And I'm sitting there just like after the 12-hour flight, after like the 48 hours that I've just had getting my passport and just getting there, it was insane. And then yeah, I finally just like, he just said, "All right, like you're good to go."
It's like that scene in Inception where he comes back to the US for the first time after being exiled for so long, and we're all on the other side, and you like walk out defeated with your hand luggage, and you're like relieved, but just had been through such an ordeal.
I was just a shell of a human being when I walked out into that first LA airport section, just going like, what has happened to me? Like, but the thing about it was, I felt like there was something bigger involved in the whole situation. Because yes, I lost my passport, my fault, should have kept it. But when we got to that check-in and it was my passport that they had fucked up on the visa, it was like, what's happened here? With all these like barriers, and I pushed through every single one. But then they were coming at me, and it felt like someone didn't want me to come, but I just like persevered and I battled this shit and I made it. And I feel so inspired to be here now.
It's pretty amazing that we're sitting here right now. We're sound checked. The stage is perfectly set up. Sounds incredible. We're sitting in the empty sound studio of Conan. It's insane. When did it kick? When did like the relief really kick in for you after we were here?
I mean, I had a small moment when we were driving away in the car, and you turn on the radio and there's just like
Latin music.
Latin music comes on, and then like the palm trees and the sun's out, and there's all the like police cars around, and I'm just like, there was a moment there where I was like, I fucking made it. But then yeah, when we were just like, after we got home, we were just like drinking a beer and just like, I just relaxed for the first time, and it just like, it hit me then especially.
There you go. Noah's Saga. Was the Chumbawamba song too much? We saw a Wolfpack like a month ago. No, a few weeks ago now. There was a bit in the show where he goes like, "Oh, I'm going to play Bill Withers on the drum kit, and you, the crowd, sing Chumbawamba over it." And he goes, "That's the only bit you're going to remember from this gig." It's just been in my head ever since. That's all it was, just him on the drum kit playing that shuffle from that Bill Withers song, and the whole crowd going, "I get knocked out, but I get up again." Amazing concert, by the way. We're all just like mind-blown little fangirls by the end of it, obsessing over Joe Dart and Jack Stratton. Anyway, sorry, my mic's a bit buzzy. It's not going to be the best audio quality. I'm sorry, guys. Not that it ever is. We were in LA. It's jumping. This podcast just jumps around time periods. It's very confusing. Man, the last month has just been a complete roller coaster. Oh, like a good one though, not like a scary one. Just like a very, very fun one. Anyway, we review. This is us at Five Guys Burgers on Hollywood Boulevard, I think. I just had the mic out recording our conversation, and then it just fell into a burger review, and then it kind of falls out of it again by the end. But I don't know. I had a bit of a laugh listening to it. It actually just kind of turns into a horrific fat joke session between me and Toto about the kind man flipping us burgers. Anyway, we'll end on that for another month. Here we go, live from LA. Listening back, actually, all the recording I did in America, I don't know if it was just like the constant Budweisers and burgers or what. I was swearing so much more. It feels disgusting to listen back to, but see if you can pick up on it. All right, where the fuck are we, Toto?
We are somewhere between West Hollywood and Sunset Strip. We're sitting at a Five Guys overlooking the road. Kind of like Brisbane vibes.
And also no one here.
It's kind of empty. It's a Monday morning. I guess everyone's at work or walking their dog somewhere.
I really think it's going to be hard to navigate this place without Wi-Fi or a car. And did you get a coffee? Root beer?
Real root beer. Try that.
Is it alcoholic?
No, it's like this. I don't know what it is. I didn't know that was what root beer was.
It's like ginger beer, isn't it? Oh, whoa. It tastes sick.
That's weird.
It's like a medicine.
Yeah. Whoa.
That's Jägermeister.
Yeah.
Jägermeister.
I love Jägermeister.
Yum.
It's good, huh?
Yeah.
Did you get a burger?
Yeah.
Oh, fives. Oh, we can get a burger review then. Parcels of experts. Five Guys burgers and fries.
Five Guys review one burger from Five Guys.
Very good spin. I love it. Five Guys.
Don't tell Pat, but it's just a way to get a bite, you know?
So we'll all go around with a bite and give our best description of the events that are happening.
5 bites for one burger. That's a lot of bites.
One of the bites is yours, so you're just losing 4 bites. And like normally, you know, you're a generous guy, you'd probably give away 2 bites anyway.
There's 3 more bites for great content.
3? Where's your maths going?
3 more than the 2 that he'd usually give out.
But
Here's one and 2.
6 hours. Oh, I've been awake for 6 hours already, and it's not even midday.
It's not even midday. Holy shit! I'm pretty much just gonna go on a food tour this trip to all the fast food joints I've heard about my whole life.
Oh my god!
There you can see the burger.
Oh wow! It looks like the size of a small child. Oh no! It looks so good.
And also, you always create your own burger. He was like, "What do you want on your burger?" And so I had to tell him like lettuce, I
pickles,
said everything.
Okay, Alice Bitterschen.
Holy shit! It looks so unhealthily great.
Grab that bite.
While Pat enjoys his second bite, I'm going to run you down the look of it. Right, we've got a sesame bun. It looks super juicy. The bun.
Everything's so soft.
Really cakey. Yeah, just like that's the thing about a good burger. It just like turns into like a tight little mound in your hands.
Double patty, double slice of cheddar.
It's dripping, man.
Whoa. It's going all over me. I'm not even eating it. We got.
Would you like to taste it?
Yeah, definitely. Let me go someone else first.
Let me hit that. There you
go. Louis going for his first bite. We've got tomato, we've got lettuce, we've got like a mayo. Oh, it looks more like a ranch dressing, but I can't be sure yet.
It's a mayo.
It's a mayo. Pat confirms the mayo. We've got a pickle falling at the end, and I can see more pickles inside. So there's caramelized onion. There's like a ketchup on the bottom. Pat's being a little dick.
It's not caramelized. It's just onion.
The whole world's waking up to the freshness of a new burger.
So soft. So good. So delicate.
Yeah, look. I must say, like, it looks incredible. It does taste incredible, but I think the brilliance lies in that nothing really sticks out. It's just like an all-round good flavour.
It's balanced. That's at the centre of all good food. The fact this is a chain, though, really turns it around. You could reliably get this on most corners in LA.
You'd be fat in a week, I reckon.
Oh, man. It's good to visit. I don't know if I could cop living here.
I think you get free refills with the drinks. I'm going to go in and test that theory.
It really is killer. Is it free refills?
Free refills. Couldn't find ice. Couldn't figure out sauce. But friendly staff.
Always in
The
America.
guy's big enough to be Five Guys, if you will.
No, you need that behind the grill at a burger joint. It's a sign of quality.
It means he stands behind his product.
And all around it.
And to the side, and on top of, and underneath. I think he ate the Five Guys that started it.
How do you review it, Paulie?
Yeah, I think a bit the same than Paddy's, but I had mushrooms here, hadn't.
I had mushrooms. How was that?
You can try. There's still something left, and I feel even a little burger is enough for me.
It's an early burger. Oh, it's breakfast for you guys, isn't it? Holy shit. I'm very impressed. This is straight up the best. We need to hit In-N-Out Burger as well.
You know what's a weird touch about Five Guys that I just noticed? There's these big boxes of peanuts in there with just... You can just take a bunch of peanuts for free, I think.
You know why? It's because everything's fried in peanut oil.
Why give you free peanuts?
Well, where do you get the oil from?
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna... It's not like giving free peanuts gives them free oil.
No.
Maybe they extract the oil from the peanuts and then give you the leftover ones.
Serious?
No.
They're super dry, those peanuts. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I haven't eaten meat for the last while. But I don't know. I feel super fucking sick after eating all this stuff.
All right, I'm going to put this mic away. It's getting real greasy.
Cool, guys. Thank you very much. Bit more of like long-winded talking segments on this one, I see now. So hopefully you're into that. Let me know. I feel like maybe you get more insight that way. Who knows? Some people just want rapid-fire audio grabs of loud noises to keep their ears interested. But you know, I prefer a long conversation that I can feel like I'm a part of without really being there. Even if it doesn't go anywhere, it's got a sort of charm to it. Anyway, I'm a rambling. This is a low energy hosting session, that's for certain. This buzz is really killing my audio quality, so I'm gonna kick off. See you next month, gangs. You've been lovely. Thanks for listening.
I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold.